challenges what we've seen are there are far too many frameworks at the moment, and there is no single winner that we can pick from the lab at the moment. There is definitely some of them have some strengths over the other. As an example, R3's has their own platform called Corda, which has been under the works from the last 2.5 years, and I can't see that becoming a serious platform for another 2 years. That's not because they're incompetent or anything like that. If anything, R3 has some of the sharpest minds who are working to solve this problem. The challenge is it's a mammoth task if you're building a distributed ledger from the ground up. And for a bank, there are a lot of considerations that we need to take in place because there are so many regulations, and all we need to do is one mistake and the amount of fines that we will have to pay is humongous. So since we have regulatory concerns, obviously building a blockchain-based system or a platform that can cater to something like this is a massive engineering exercise, and R3 is on the right track from whatever we've seen till now. But that's the story of R3. At the moment, if you want to experiment anything on the Corda platform, you have to go to their testnet and work it out right there. So I don't see that becoming something as a standard immediately if you were looking at taking something to production now. Multi-chain, as someone from SBI was saying, multi-chain is a great place to start. It was initially a fork of Bitcoin, and it has of course evolved a lot. And Greenspan is one of the authorities in this space. In our labs, we've been dabbling with multi-chain from version 4, and they have gone a lot from where we were. It was so buggy and crappy at that point. Now it's become a lot more robust, platform that has existed. So we're looking at multi-chain as one of the options. Again, there is not enough industry traction to make multi-chain as the industry standard as well. So that's again the second problem. We have Fabric, which is from IBM. IBM definitely has managed to solve some of the fundamental problems we've been having with blockchains. But as with IBM, everything is a little bit of a vendor locked. If you go with an IBM-based approach, if you want a solution which you as an enterprise will control, that will not happen because the public and private IPs are a little bit mixed up. It's not a problem, it is just a choice that you'll have to make. And as a bank, at some point, we are a little bit uncomfortable with having some of the key functionalities moving in, because if on the blockchain network, if you lose your private key, it's not as simple as, oh, it's a small transaction, we just lost it. It's not like that. There's a lot more at stake when you're signing a huge amount of information using your identity on the system. So we have Fabric as one of the choices. Today you have Microsoft. Initially were big proponents of Ethereum. They still are partners with Ethereum, but they also have their own framework now called Coco that has come up, which is very new. They just launched their white paper. They still don't have the complete product out. That seems to be extremely interesting, and we are very curious of what the offering could be from Microsoft's point. We are looking at Ethereum itself as a choice. Ethereum has now recently gone into an Ethereum alliance, which is having a lot of entities getting interested in them. So we will see how it goes. And Hyperledger, although IBM seems to have very subtly taken away the brand by entering in as an innocent player, now Fabric has become the default. We clearly see there are other options within Hyperledger that exist, like the Iroha as well as Sawtooth, which are very promising, and we're looking at them as well. Now, as I pointed out, there's another latest framework called Tendermint that has come up. The white paper launched just about 2 weeks ago. As you can see, there is far too many frameworks that are there, and we still don't have a clear way of figuring out who brings what to the table. Some of them solve some problems exceptionally well, but some they can't. And as an enterprise, it's too early to move into any of these. So that's